Happy Monday, everybody. I have a bunch of weird stuff to show you. Normally I try to make an outline and follow the outline, and today it's just going to be a willy-nilly mishmash. Willy-nilly mishmash, that's what we're going with today. I'm just going to start with things that I've kind of got in progress, things that I've finished. I've got everything off to my left over here is stuff that I'm working on or have finished, and everything on my right is, well, there's a little stuff that I'm working on over there too. I'm just gonna start. I'll just start. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this today. So, all right. FFOs. Let's start with that. I showed this on my Instagram. This, and there's another one too. This I made for Easter. This is a Lizzie cape pattern. It was a little kit. It came with the fabric. It did not come with the floss. It came with this cute fabric. It came with the ribbon, and it came with these little buttons here, and it came with a couple other buttons, but I didn't like those, and I picked these from my button stash, those two. And I finished this pillow, and it turned out really cute. I like it a lot. So that was my first finish. And then along with the Easter theme, I had these little kits laying around, and these, I almost didn't show these because you can't really find them anymore, but they're these little felt kits, and they used to be made by AC Moore, which is a little crafty company. And I mean, you could get them for a song, like $1.99 or $3, or, I mean, they were just so inexpensive. And I had these in my stash, and I just finished a bunch of them up. Okay, she's got a little tail. Aren't they cute? And then there's this rabbit too. They had another kind of rabbit. So yeah, and it came with all of this stuff. They're so cute. And then they come with the fiber fill, and you stuff them. But these just look so cute in a little bowl, you know, like a dough bowl or something at Easter. So I finished those. And then this one, I was late for Valentine's Day, but I was just really on a smalls kick. And so this one is a freebie from Lizzie Kate. And I think she's got this on her website. I know you can still find this online. I'm pretty sure you can. If I can find a link, I'll link it below. But yeah, it's just says Be My Valentine. And I finished this myself. I did something that I call a box finish on it. I don't know if you can see, like, this is one piece of fabric, and you just do this special technique with the corners. And I like, let me just compare the two. I like this finish because this, it gives the design, it allows it to be more square, where when you finish something like this, you end up with this little point in the corners. Like, the corners are kind of, you know what I'm saying? Where this one, it allows it to be more square. So sometimes I like to finish things with this, and I might film a tutorial someday on how I do these box corners. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in. I've never done a tutorial. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I could do one. I would stress about if I was showing you the right angles, and I don't know. I always worry about stuff like that, but I could certainly try. I mean, that's all you can do is try. So those are my I guess 5 FFOs. And then this one I didn't get a chance to finish, but this goes right along with this one. These were going to sit in the same basket together. This is another Lizzie Kate freebie. There we go, cat hair. So this will be another little one that I will finish. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. So very cute. So, but yeah, these I used the same colors in this one that were in this one. I just stitched them at the same time. So I'll finish this one up and it'll be a little square, and I might do like some rickrack, or I want to do something decorative between the two, but I'll just make it like a little square, and then I'll probably finish it similar to the Valentine one also. Probably finish it in kind of a square like this one. So this fabric too was just some scraps that I got from, I don't even know where I got these scraps, but I think they're the same line of fabric, and they were just, that was all that I had of it, was this little strip and this, and I just was like, wow, that's kind of perfect. So it worked out well. You guys probably think I'm crazy when I say I don't know where I got my scraps, but if you are a quilter, oftentimes when you go into quilt shops, they will have, at least my local quilt shop does, and I've seen many that do, they will have a bin of scraps that are left over from shop models and things like that that they are making. And so if they just, I mean, sometimes you can find chunks of fabric that are, you know, like they needed maybe this much of a fat quarter, and then you get the rest of the fat quarter is in the bin. And we've all gotten very good at, and what they'll do is they'll give you like a baggie like this, and they'll say, you know, however much you can fit in this bag, however many scraps, you know, is $8. So we've gotten very good at like cramming fabric in. So we will like lay a piece down, and then the smaller ones we put in there, and then we roll it up kind of like when you make cinnamon rolls, and then you tuck it in the bag. So that's my pro tip if you're gonna stuff scraps at the fabric store. So all right, the next one I have that I'm working on, the next whip, this is a freebie. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Country Living magazine, every month they put out a new cross stitch design that it's a freebie. And so this ball jar is one that they put out in May of 2015. This is a free chart. You can find it online. Country Living magazine, look up Country Living freebies. And I'm working on this little ball jar. Isn't it cute? I just thought it was adorable. So that's what I'm working on. And I even kind of like how you can see the polka dots through the jar. It kind of makes the jar look, you know, kind of translucent. But yeah, I love this. And I just got started on the zinc lid here. So I'm going to stitch that, and then I just have to finish with the blue. But yeah. So, and this is 32 count fabric, I believe. 32 count polka dot. And I think this is the natural color. There's a gray polka dot as well, but I did the natural color. So that's turning out really cute. I saw this Michelle Farm girl. I was down at her house, and she had a little ball jar, and it was just a stuffed little pillow. I think she had hers filled with crushed walnut shells, and it was so cute. And I'm a ball jar nut. I'm kind of known for saving all kinds of things in ball jars. In fact, at the end of this video, I will do a little film of all of my ball jars. I have them on display in my house. When we moved into this house, they had these, there are these shelves on either side of the dining room, and they're built-ins, and he made the guy that owned the house previously, and I have all of my ball jars on display there, and they are filled with anything and everything you can think of. But I'll do a little tour of my ball jar shelves, and my lights, my ball jar kitchen lights, also at the end of this video. So yeah, like I said, when I saw that pattern, I was like, well, I have to stitch that. So and then I will show you my big one that I've been working on. So this is the one, this is Ragamuffin 2 from Shakespeare's Peddler Kitten Stitcher. And you can see these lines are how I've got it broken off into 12 different parts. So the first month was the border, which, by the way, I had a mistake in my border. I was off, and I was like, something's weird, something's goofy. Well, where I was off was right down here, and I just did such a dumb thing. I could not find my mistake for the life of me. I had to just like put it away, set it aside, and put it away. And I started with the alphabet, and I I did this weird formula to try to figure out where my mistake was, right? And I still could not find it. It was that the formula kind of, I don't know, it didn't really help me find it. But I ended up figuring it out finally, but I ended up having to rip out this entire side right here. So that set me back a little bit, but I'm back on track now and I'm doing well. So this is where I'm at on that one. So you can see I got the border done, and I've got two motifs in the middle, but I picked the most boring ones, the white on white. So I don't know if you can see, there's like a swan, and then there's those two birds in the center. And on these, I'm doing eyelets. The pattern doesn't call for eyelets per se, she has them as 4 cross stitches for each of those little segments, but I just felt like it needed to be an eyelet alphabet. And you know, self-torture is one of my hobbies apparently. But no, this is going to be beautiful when it's done. And so my plan in the way I have it broken up, I'll just show you here. I've got, I don't know if you can see, I've got the letters that are broken up. There's about 3 letters, well, the M and the N I've got just together, but I've got them broken up so that I'll do 1 set of eyelet letters a month and then 1 set of these motifs per month. So I have to do like, you know, like this and this and this and this, and yeah. So that's how I have it broken up for the rest. And then I will probably do this last, because I want to make sure that, being that I started down here and I'm meeting up here, I mean, I've got some room here to play with if I'm off on my count, but I'm not gonna do this line, these numbers 1 through 18. I'm not gonna do those yet. I'm gonna save that for last. So this might be one of the last things I do. And I'm holding off on these as well, because I might personalize it here off to the side. I'm not sure yet. I'm also thinking of personalizing it in the center too. So I just have to think about that a little longer and see where it is that I want to personalize it. So I'm just going to mull that over some more, but I couldn't be more happy with how this is turning out. The fabric I'm stitching it on is Color and Cotton's aged paper, and I ordered it last year specifically for this sampler, and this is the first time I've ever worked with Color and Cotton, and it's delightful. To me, it has a weight and a feel. I mean, like, it's so soft. It kind of, now I have no idea what the stitchers way back when in the 1800s worked on, but to me, it feels like this is what their linen would have felt like. I don't know if that sounds crazy to you or not, but it feels like a very, I don't know, vintage. It's just got a great weight. It's soft. It's easy to stitch on, and this is a 36 count. So Teresa's original is done on 32 count, and I'm using the called for silks, all of the called for silks. So yeah. If I had it to do over, I would have gone a shade brighter with the white. But I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be just fine. So this is it's just a beauty. So, okay. I've got one more thing I was working on that is a quilty thing. This is, we're starting to get back to getting together with my mom's little quilt group at our local quilt store. So it's been so nice to be able to go back. If you're vaccinated, they will let you come, and if you're not vaccinated, you have to wear a mask and a shield. So nobody wants to sew with that on, so everybody's vaccinated. So this is the quilt I'm working on. This is going to be a baby quilt for a friend, and these are the colors and everything. This is where I'm at. I have to sew these strips together, but I love these colors. Aren't they pretty? these pinks. So I think this is a chamois. I think the pack, this charm pack was a chamois charm pack. And then this is just a shade of either Bella Solids or, can't think of, Kona Cotton maybe. But yeah, so that's been nice. It's been nice to get back to some normalcy. I don't have a dedicated sewing room yet, so I kind of rely on going to the quilt store and having like a dedicated day, or to retreats and whatnot. You guys should see I'm wearing black pants now, and all of these little fringes on the side are all over my pants right now, but that's all right. All right. So that is the other thing that I've been working on, or that I did over the last month. So I've also been doing a little crochet. So I purchased some of, I don't know if you've ever seen, Lori Holt makes these little things called chunky thread. You ever seen these? She's got like a bunch of colors. I just keep them in my little bowl here. So I bought 2 packs. They come 6 to a pack. And so just various colors. So there's 6 in each pack. And so what I did with these is, I just saw something online and I thought, I bet I could do that with those chunky threads. And I did. So this is a tape measure. And I used Lori's chunky threads to make it. And it turned out really, really super cute. So I made another one for my mom. I actually goofed this up. There was a mistake on the pattern that I got. But my pattern, they have tons of patterns for crocheted tape measure covers on Ravelry. So you can just get on there. But the one that you was supposed to do, there was a mistake, and it said to do 4 in addition to the one you had just done, and it was supposed to say 5, I think, because I ended up with 5 petals, and then later on it referred like this should have 6 petals. And I was like, mine only has 5. And anyway, long story short, this one has 5 petals. I've since made another one that I gifted to my mom, and hers has 6 petals, and that turned out nicely too. But I think I'm gonna just alter, the pattern just a little bit, and kind of switch it up and make it my own. So but they turned out really cute. So yeah, if you've got one of those little button tape measure things and you know how to crochet, it's very, very simple. You basically just make 2 sides, and then you stitch it together with a yarn needle. It's very simple, very, very simple. So it was fun. It's nice to switch things up once in a while. I went on a little cross stitch little getaway. We had some timeshare points to use up. My husband and I did, and so he didn't want to go anywhere on vacation if he had to wear a mask, and so I just said, what would you think if I got some of my cross stitch girlfriends together and we went to Wisconsin and did a little stitching? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, we're not, otherwise those points are just going to go to waste. So I reserved a place, a 3-bedroom, I think, right? Yeah, 3-bedroom little condo at a spa in Wisconsin, and we had a great time. I got my first pedicure, and that was fun. I found out my toes are very ticklish, but I'm not going to take my sock off and like, pedicure, but it's great. I could totally see myself doing this again, and they still look good. I mean, I think we're a month in here, and they look as if I had them done yesterday. So I would totally do that again. So I've never had a manicure either. My nails are just clean and trimmed, and yeah, I don't know, plain Jane over here. But my friend Kathy was nice enough to stitch a little pillow for me as a little thank you. And she did such a great job on it. Look at the great fabric she used. Stitcher's gonna stitch. This was a freebie pattern from the Blue Flower, she said. And also, I've never seen gingham this petite before. Like, I've seen the gingham fabric, but this is really, it's a super petite little gingham, and I've never seen that before. So I think that's really cool. But I love it. It's very cute. Thank you, Kathy. So, and speaking of that trip, so Kathy and Deb they are the two ladies that I stitched my Alpha Block sampler with last year, and we all brought all of our Alpha Block samplers with us, and we brought them to the Country Sampler in Spring Green so that Jeannie, the owner of that shop, could see them. And I will insert some pictures right here of our day and our excursion, and then you can see all three of our samplers together, and it's really neat. When we got them all together, what we didn't realize is that they were all different sizes. Like, when you just see pictures of them, you assume they're all the same size, and one of them was 32, one of them was 36, and one was 40 count. So it was really neat to see them all together and all of our little customizations and changes. So I'll put that video and those pictures right here. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little tour I'm with my friends Deb and Kathy, and you can see we each brought our Alpha Blocks. And what's funny, you'll see it better if I go down on this end. We didn't realize that we all kind of did them on a different count. So mine is 32 count. This is mine right here. And I used part of the Country Sampler conversion, but part of the regular too. So this is mine on 32 count with 2 strands of floss. And then this is Deb's. And this is done with silks, and she used a linen she had in her stash, and she used silks she had in her stash. And then this one is on 40 count, and this is the Country Sampler conversion. And this is Kathy's. And it is so much fun seeing them all together. Fun. It was so neat to see them all together. That was really a fun day. So okay, I will show you some other things this is mostly going to be haul, and I've been in a mood to kit things up lately too, so a lot of these are things that I've kitted up. So I'll start with, since we're talking about that trip that I was on, we ended up going to a couple of different places while we were in Wisconsin. One of them was to the Country Sampler, and then Lynn's of Madison. And Lynn's of Madison it's more of an artist shop. Like, they have painting supplies, they have drawing supplies, charcoal. It's also a frame shop, but they have a ton of really neat linens there. So I'll insert a picture here of all of the linen that we purchased. There were 4 of us on my little trip. It was Deb, Kathy, Holly, and myself. And Deb and Kathy are the ones I did the Alpha Block with. But of the 4 of us, here's a picture of all of the linen that we bought. We did well, huh? Mine was actually the little stack of 3 down in the corner. So I only bought a few. I'm kind of I have a small stash of linen, but I really don't like to buy it unless I know what it's for. Like, if I have a purpose for it. I love kitting things up for some reason. I know some people hate it. Michelle, Farm Girl, hates it. She hates kitting things up. She'd just rather buy it all as a set. And I don't know. I love the hunt and gather way of doing it. I don't know why, but anyway. So while we were in, let's see here. So So at the Country Sampler, I picked up this little wool kit. And it's for this little thing. And I probably won't make it where you hang it around your neck, but I'll leave this little scissor part off, or maybe I'll make it just a different shape, but I'll just finish this as a pillow. This was really a sweet little kit. There were only 2 of them left. It comes with all of the wools in there. And it was only 10 bucks on clearance. So I think it was left over from a class or something that they had there. So I picked that up because that was just super cute. I picked up this. This is fabric. It is not linen. It's fabric that looks like linen. Isn't that fun? I just thought that was really neat. So that had to come home with me. I got a half yard of that. I thought that would be fun for finishing smalls or for lining in a project bag or something like that. I picked up this quilt magazine, which really had some neat things in it. I loved this. Lots of, what was the other one I looked at in here that I just thought, they're just neat pictures in here. Lots of fun. Look at this quilt. I think, isn't that beautiful? It kind of reminds me of Misty Purcell's Halo quilt, but it's not the Halo, but it kind of reminds me of that. I know that Stitch Supply Company in Wisconsin has templates to make a quilt like this if you are interested in doing something like that. But yeah, it just had a ton of eye candy here. Here's this quilt all done. Isn't that pretty? I mean, that alone is just, oops, I'm losing everything on my lap here. Okay. All right, and I was going to see there was one more that I thought was really fun. It just had very, very unusual quilts in it. Really not your typical. Where's the one from the cover? The one from the cover is just so cool. Let me see if I can find it. Some of these are just breathtaking. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, but Quilt Mania. It was on clearance and it just had a lot of eye candy in it and a lot of inspiration. So I picked that up. And then, that was at Lynn's. This I think I picked up at the Country Sampler because I love all things birds of a feather. It says, whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. But I think I might change it to, whatsoever a woman soweth, that shall she also reap. I might play with it a little bit. I love birds of a feather. They're, I think, my favorite designer ever. And then at the Country Sampler, I picked up these Premax scissors. So a lot of people really like Dovo scissors, and they're fine, no problem with them. I mean, they're lovely as well, but I don't know what it is about these Premax scissors, but I just have a special place in my heart for these scissors. And I was counting, and I actually have like 4 sets now, and I'll show you what my sets look like. And this wasn't that expensive. This was only 13 bucks, I think, for these. And I snagged the last set, but I don't have a pair of stork scissors. So, and I saw that they were Premax and I had to have them. Here's another one of my Premax scissors. They have this thing called the ring lock system, or some of them do. And supposedly they never need tightening, and they're always, I don't know, they're always nice and crisp. So I love these. These are also Premax scissors. These cases, I'll show you where I got those in a minute. But those are also Premax. These Premax is made in Italy, and these are curved. So I like these a lot because they're kind of nice when you just can't get, you don't want to poke if you've got a really fine project, you don't want to poke the tip of your scissors down there. And then these I found at Market the previous year, but these are among my favorites. These are also Premax. And there's the logo on them right there, Premax. But I love the color of these, and they just fit in your hand so nice. I don't know why I like these so well. These little sheets I get on Amazon, and I buy them. I'm probably set for life now because I found them in a pack of 6. So, and the black ones came with this little set, but they're just kind of nice for embroidery scissors so they're not poking holes in your projects. But yeah, I found these on Amazon, and this black one came with it as well, came with this set also. So if you need those, they are on Amazon. They also had plain ones that didn't have polka dots if you don't like the whimsical look of them. So, and then we went to Lynn's of Madison. Lynn's is where I bought my scissor, and sorry, not my scissors. Country Sampler is where I got my stork scissors. Lynn's is where I bought all of my fabric. So I didn't get any fabric at the Country Sampler. I bought it at Lynn's, but I bought this at Lynn's as well. So this is from the lady at the Scarlet Letter. She did this book, and it's just a book of, I'll just do a quick flip through. It's just a whole book of alphabets, which is really fun. It's got a neat cover, so alphabets come in handy. You know, if you're personalizing something, and they had all sizes. It had like focus alphabets, it had small personalizing alphabets. It was really quite nice. And then this I picked up at Lynn's of Madison. I had never seen this drum before. And it's just got some neat things on it. It's got this little mermaid, it's got this little flying machine balloon thing, and it was a retreat. It was a collaboration of Dames of the Needle and Threadwork Primitives for the Primitive Stitch Society 2016 retreat. So I thought it was really, really a fun little drum, and just an unusual patriotic drum. So yeah, I picked that up. I thought that was really fun. That was at Lynn's. And then we went to an antique store, and which was just right down the street from Lynn's. And Laura, the cereal starter, is the one that told us to go there. And Laura was not wrong. It was an amazing antique shop that just went on for days. So Holly and I had a great time in there. And actually Deb and Kathy went to a really cool modern quilt shop in Madison. And I was so torn. I didn't know which one I wanted to do. And so I went to the antique store, and I'm glad I did, because I found this. And this is an antique sampler, and you can see the person's name was Caroline Spalek. I haven't really tried to look her up yet online, and it's not very, very fine. It's not a super fine linen, as you can see. You know, it's stitched probably with some number 8 pearl cotton, and it's a pretty coarse weave of linen. I mean, it's soft, it's nice and soft, and then she did this little edging on it. But I bought this, whoops, I'm dropping things here. I bought this for $5, you guys. I just was like, well, that's got to come home with me. So yeah, I'll just put it in a bowl or something. I might regraph it, you know, and then when you finish it, it'll probably be like this big, really, if you stitch it on the size linens that we're used to stitching it on. So yeah, I thought that was really fun. Just a simple sampler, but fun nonetheless. And then at the antique store, I found this antique lace, and there were several packages, and I kind of have plans for all of these. So first of all, look at that lace here. This is done by hand. I'll zoom in so you can kind of see. I believe this, maybe I'll take it out. I don't know if I will. I'm afraid I won't get it like folded, but look at the detail on that. This, I believe, is all crocheted, and I don't know if you can see. I'm going to take it out. The other things I'll show you, this is like a bias tape, and it's like an antique. I'm going to use this for drawstrings on a bag at some point. Very cool, linen-y, cottony feel. I love it. I love that kind of thing. That like dings all my dingers and pushes all of my buttons. I love antique stuff like this. This I have an idea for, and I will set it aside so that I can show you what I'm thinking of doing with this. And then let me just pull this lace out. It's so stunning. Can you kind of see the dimension of it now? This is all crocheted, I believe, or tatted, but I honestly, I'm not 100% sure. This, I think, is, I am not sure, to be honest. To me, this looks like lace making with the pins and the spools on the little pillow, but I am not an expert. But this is all definitely hand done, and it's quite a nice length of it. And at the end, it's finished off very beautifully. And there's two sides of it. Like, I don't know if it was a collar, but you can see how dainty it is. I thought it was stunning. It was a beautiful, beautiful piece of lace. So I almost left it behind, and the people I was with were like, you're crazy if you leave that behind, because I don't know. I just loved it. I had to have it. So there's that. And I am glad I bought it now. I'm such a cheapskate sometimes. So I'll show you right away what I'm thinking of doing with this. So this book is a book by Susan Greening Davis and Sally Criswell. It's called A Journey with Sybil. And can you see how it's kind of, I believe Sybil was an orphan, and she did these little lessons with linen in the orphanage. And so what they've done is they've done this whole little, you kind of keep it on a roll or on a spool. That's kind of common now. It's kind of becoming a trend where people are doing like little samplers. So I was thinking, between each of these, if I ever get to stitching this, between each of these to join them, wouldn't it be fun to join them with this antique lace? Like to put that between them? I don't know. I just think that would be really pretty. And I've got a lot of this. You can see how much I have. And I just thought that might be kind of a fun thing to do. This was a book that I saw. I cannot remember where I saw this originally. Did I see it on... It might have been on Instagram that someone had showed a completed project of this. And let me see if I can find a better picture here. But it's cute because it's just little tiny projects. It's like, okay, here's one, and then you're gonna, do this part, and then you'll do this part, and then you just kind of join them all together. And you just do little sections, and then you join them all together. And it was just all these little lessons that they put together. And here, this is a little better picture, I think. You can kind of see how they have it all rolled up. And here you can kind of see they did a little bit of lace in between as well. This is beautiful as well. Look at that. So, yeah. And it talks about her history as well. So it's kind of, there's a story in it as well. I lived on a small Dutch farm until the age of 7. Yeah. During our last summer together, so many friends were stricken with the flu and died. Mama and Papa joined our Savior then. So, I mean, just sad stuff. So the parents died, and she and her sister went to an orphanage, and yeah, this is Sybil's journey, and they did kind of a really neat twist on that story. I think it's really cool. So, whoops, actually there's a good picture of it all done. Isn't that neat? So I'd love to do that. I'd maybe use laces like this to join it, or, any kind of thing to embellish it and make it look old. So that was some more stash acquisition. There's lots more where that came from. Okay, the next thing I will show you is I received, this was from a very generous stitcher who I don't even know, but it was a friend of a friend, and this friend of mine is a floss tuber, and she received a bunch of patterns from a stitcher. And this stitcher said, I'm just trying to downsize. I know I have more than I will ever stitch in my lifetime, and I just want these to go to good homes where people will appreciate them and treasure them. And so my friend reached out to a bunch of us and asked if any of us would be interested, and she had a list of the patterns that were available. And the person that donated the patterns wanted to remain anonymous, so I'm honoring that, and I just want to share how generous this person was. So there were a number of patterns that I got from her. First of all, another Birds of a Feather. I never pass up a chance to own another Birds of a Feather that I don't have. So she had Liberty, which I love. Love those little soldiers. That'd be a great 4th of July piece. Threadwork Primitives, this little cute Merry and Bright pillow, which I think is adorable. And I think, so these little trees are made with red wool. Why can't I say the word wool right now? I don't know, it sounds so silly to me. But I think I would do them with green wool, perhaps. This is a French pattern, and I don't know how you pronounce it. Simon Monde? I'm probably butchering it. Sorry to all you French people out there. I'm sure you're rolling your eyes, saying stupid Americans. Anyway, and then these two are very sought after, and I'm gonna actually reach. I'm gonna grab something really quick that I forgot to. It's just off camera here. Okay, I have this really neat antique frame. Okay, very cool. I know Lori Holt does this a lot, where she'll find a frame and then she finds a piece that will fit in it. It's too small for my head. Hits my glasses. This stitcher had this available, a Most Noble Pursuit, which is a very sought after pattern right now. It's out of print. There were 10 different designers that got together and created this piece. I am going to pick one of these. I haven't quite decided yet. Right now, the one that is the front runner is this one right here from La Di Da. And it says down here, and a peacock for luck. I just like Lori's stuff. So anyway, I mean, but there's so many, like the Praiseworthy Stitches one I love. They're all so cool. I just like them all, and that one's fun. I mean, they're all just so cool. So I haven't quite decided, but right now this is the front runner. So I want to stitch that and put it in this little frame, because I think that would be super cute, right? So, and it would fit. I already kind of graphed it out. So I'm thinking about that one. And then the next one that I got, which I did not have, which is a very sought after book. I can't believe I am this lucky to have acquired this. So this has some really neat patterns in it, and great history and stories. I'll show you the one. It's mainly talking about old samplers that are from a museum, the Spencer Museum of Art. And this museum has many old samplers. And this book is out of print, and how it came into my hands is just a complete fluke. So, and then there's a part at the back for projects. So they were able to make some projects kind of based on these. So first of all, this one is the one that I want to make the most right now. Isn't that cute? Remember Me. I love that. Super cute. Love those lazy daisies. Love the eyelets. Love the little birds. It's just a funky little basket. It kind of reminds me of Strawberry Garden by Blackbird, which is also out of print, which they should also re-release. That's like my, if Barb or Alma is listening, Strawberry Garden, that's my vote for the next one you release. So I even gave you my best Scandinavian O sound. Did you hear that? That's my vote. My vote for the next out of print release. Yeah, you betcha. Okay, enough Minnesota. I picked these up because I've gone down the Lori Holt rabbit hole along with everyone else. Vintage Christmas. Fantastic book if you quilt. Look at those cute patterns. They're so cute. And the reason I bought these is her friend Annette made her some project bags using some of these quilt squares. And so this is the other one, Farm Girl Vintage 2. And if you haven't checked out Lori's videos, these are the project bags that her friend Annette has made for her are so cute. And even Christy made some with the tomato block. I don't know if I have the tomato block on these two. Oh no, yeah, here it is, right here. It's with the corn. But Christy has made Lori a bag that has 3 tomatoes on it. I'm telling you, these, and look at that horse. I'm not even a horse person, but gosh, I just want to make that patchwork quilt that's on that horse's back. It's got its feed pail. And what's cool about these is you can make them in 2 different sizes. So do you see how they have these small blocks? And this is like a big block. This is a 12-inch and these are 6 inches. So you can mix and match. You can make this cross-stitch block a 12-inch block if you want to. You can make this mixer a 6-inch block if you want to. All of these can be either size. But what's neat about it is you can mix and match. And so you can, you know, like put 2 6-inches next to a 12-inch, or, you know, put them up and down next to it, or like this. I mean, it's just, it gives you so much versatility. And every one of the motifs in this book, or the blocks in this book, she has directions for both sizes. She's such a clever lady. So I love these things. So my mom has the original Farm Girl Vintage. So, and she lives right next door. So yes, between the two of us, we're on a Lori Holt kick right now. So it's not hard. Lori has lots of rabbit holes in her yard because I want to jump down every one of them. Okay, I got a very nice gift from Steph of Lindy Stitches. So before market, I had sent her a Valentine, and she very kindly sent me one of each of her new designs. So the first one, which reminds me of our trip out west when we went to the Grand Tetons a couple summers ago. We drove through Douglas, Wyoming, and it was the jackalope capital of the world in Douglas, Wyoming. So love that. Reminded me of that trip. And then Edna Goes to Brunch. This is one of her new releases that came out at Expo this year. Edna Goes to Brunch. And look at that fabric. Can you see? Like, it almost looks like she paint splattered it before she started stitching with like a toothbrush. Remember when you did that as a kid? You had to like splatter stuff with your thumb and dip the toothbrush in paint, and you had to like flick it around so that it would splatter. It kind of looks like that's what she did to her linen. Isn't that cool? I like it. And then this one, which I think is so cute, and I've seen a lot of people finish it, the Hedgehog House. Isn't that adorable? That would just be so cute, finished in an embroidery hoop, or and look at how she did the grass down here. Isn't that cool? Very cool. So thank you, Steph. That was so nice. Very, very nice. I didn't expect that at all. I just sent her a Valentine, and I got 3 charts out of the deal, so that was pretty cool. I will show you some of the stuff I've been kitting up. Oh, when I bought my Vintage Christmas and my Lori Holt stuff, I got this bag from Connecting Threads. It's recycled. It's made from that recycled plastic. It was so cute. I thought it was going to be bigger. And it had measurements. I should have been smarter about it, but I just thought that was so cute. I had to pick that up. So I got that with my, I think I needed something to push me over the free shipping threshold, and that did it. So, okay. Oh yeah, this is fun. So, this pattern was featured on Michelle Loves You GB's FlossTube. Michelle from the UK. Mama Loves You GB. That's what it is. Did I say Michelle Loves You? Yeah, it's Mama Loves You GB. So she bought an unfinished sampler and decided that she would release it for everyone, like the template of the unfinished sampler, which was just kind of 2 rows of an alphabet at the top and a border. And actually, maybe there were 3 rows of an alphabet, and then the rest was unfinished. It was just all blank. And so she kind of challenged everybody to, she released it as a freebie and said, you know, here are the letters. This is what I have. Go ahead and finish it up. So I did. I downloaded what she had. I copied the graph into my charting software on my iPad, and I came up with this. And this is how I finished it. I have not stitched it yet. I plan to, but yeah, I just thought that was kind of neat. And I put 3 words here. Just kind of my last year has been, it has been a challenging year. So this is, I just chose, that was kind of a mantra: learn, move on, grow. So with COVID and just lots of learning this past year. So, and I'll show you what I have picked out. So let's see if I can hold this up without, I know Nicole can always hold stuff up, but I guess she's not using floss bobbins. But this is the fabric I have picked out and the floss. Can you kind of see that? I'll go this way. So the fabric is Heritage from Silk Weaver, I believe, and this is one of the scraps that I found at Lynn's of Madison. They had a scrap bin that was pretty cool, and I think this is 36 count Heritage by Silk Weaver. So let's see if I can get it all back in the bag without messing it up. But yeah, so I would like to get started on that one of these days. So that was my take on her freebie pattern. All right, what else have I got in my box of goodies here? All right, oh, I got this from Teresa. I got a few things from Teresa. I bought a bunch of patterns. Here, I'll hold up what I got. Okay, this is a With Thy Needle and Thread. Isn't that pretty? This is Sandals. And it's a reproduction from With Thy Needle and Thread. I just really like that border. It's really cool. So that's that one. I've just been on a chart buying kick, and I don't know why, but this one I love. This was a gift actually from Teresa. She knows that I was coveting it, and she threw it in for me because she's such an awesome friend and person. I don't know if you can hear the helicopter going by, but we're kind of on the life flight path. So we hear him every now and again, at least once a day. This is from Summer House Stitchworks, and it's called Sarah Jane Grant 1845 Deconstructed, and it comes with 2 such cute little patterns. Look at this little thing. Wouldn't that be a cute little pin pillow or pin cushion? And this one too. So, and this is actually a 2-sided, so it's got the pattern for this direction, and then it's got the mirror image of the bird facing the other direction as well. So I just really, really like that. And she's got all the finishing instructions on how to finish everything on the back. So yeah, really neat. And she's got this little, this is a darner. I don't know if you can see in the picture, but she's got that pattern is in there too. So loved that. This, I seem to be attracted to samplers that have a lot of color. And this would have, if I was born in 1829, this would have been me. I love samplers with a lot of color. I will see if I can find a picture of me in kindergarten, my kindergarten picture. I had a dress that, look, by the way, this is from Hands Across the Sea, the Alexanders of Lintrathen, from Hands Across the Sea. Anyway, I had a dress in kindergarten. Every day in kindergarten, we would sing this song, and it went red and orange and green and blue, shiny yellow, purple too, all the colors that I know live up in the rainbow. And the teacher would like go around and she would say, who's wearing green today? And if you had green on, you'd be like, oh, I'm wearing green, I'm wearing green. You know, all of the colors. So she'd go through all of the colors. Well, I had this dress that made me look like a little nun, because it had like a yoke, like a gold yoke here, and then it was like a plaid that had every color of the rainbow in it. So I wanted to wear that dang dress every day because I wanted to be able to say, you know, I got purple, I got red, I got green, I got the colors covered, man. Call on me. I don't know, but that was me. I have always loved color. So yes, this little girl, I get you. I understand you. So anyway, this one I thought was really cool. It's from Elm Lane. And so they are known for these boxes, these really cool boxes. Look at those. Isn't that cute? I love the colors. That aqua blue, that's one of my favorite colors. Aqua blue and magenta. I've always loved the magenta crayon. I've always loved it. But yeah, isn't that a fun one? I really, really like this pattern. So, and I'm just noticing, I wonder what this is. There's this little line on here. It goes like from here to here. It's printed in, I wonder what that's about. I don't know. It doesn't mess anything up, but yeah, so I thought that was really cute. Those little brown sparrows from Elm Lane. And I think I got that from Teresa too. Another birds of a feather, because I want them all. Schoolhouse sampler. Love me a schoolhouse. Love the old schoolhouses. This was the freebie that was sent with Teresa. That one. This I got out of her section of her site that is, it's called, what is it called? Something for cats and dogs. Anyway, charts and floss for cats and, I can't remember how, it's a cute little catchy thing, and I can't remember what it's called now, but it benefits the shelter. So this was in her, these are things that have been donated by people, and this was a kit. It's got everything in it. So it might not have the floss, but otherwise it's got the fabric for finishing and everything. So I thought that would be cute for my little patriotic bowl. I better get stitching on this patriotic stuff this year, because I've got like a bunch picked out. I'm like, that'll be a cute patriotic small. Well, you better get stitching them, girl. Honestly, hokey pokey. Okay, this, I know for a fact that Nicole from Nicole's Needlework and Laura, Maud and Mozart, the cereal starter. Maud and Mozart is her name on Instagram. Those two are working on this sampler, and I just actually got this from Teresa as well a couple months ago. I've always loved this one. Look at that little bird. It's just such a pretty one. Sarah Boothman, 1845. All right, there's more haul, people. Don't go anywhere. I got more. There's more in this basket. This is my, I'll have to show you this basket someday, but I've got this came out of an old freezer, like an old chest freezer. You know, the baskets that would kind of like hang and you could move it from side to side. That's what that basket is. And I found it at an antique store for like $4. and I've made a liner for it. When I get to the bottom, I'll show you the liner. I'm not quite done with it. It's out of my realm of stitching ability, I think. And so I got to a certain point and I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I had to walk away, and I will get back to it eventually when my head's in a better place. But okay, this is, these are all of some of the smalls that I want to stitch. So I'll show you, actually, did I show these last time? I don't know, but here's a bunch of more patriotic ones. Sunshine on a Stem, that one's not patriotic per se, but it is summery. So I want to get that one done. Here's one of the patriotic smalls I want to do. All right, this one is, I should tell you what these are called. Sunshine on a Stem, hands-on design, comes with the little green wool. Again, wool. Where Liberty Dwells, Brenda Gervais, with Thy Needle and Thread. Look at that cute one. Love Liberty from Chessie and Me. It's got little strawberries, little stars on the hill. Not too much, as Brenda would say, not too much damn grass. That's totally doable. This one from Scarlet House. These little houses here, down here, well, all of them, the basket, it's all cute. This I got from my friend Penny at the Midwest Cross Stitch Retreat. I met her. She is a lovely, lovely lady. Lives in Maine, I believe. I hope we get to go to a retreat again together sometime, Penny. This one, Saltbox Quilt Sampler. I want to stitch these all as little singles. Wouldn't it be fun to have like little tall trees in there and everything? That's how I want to do this one. I'm just envisioning a bunch of little houses either lined up on a shelf or in a basket together with some trees. Yeah, so those are all my patriotic ones. I better get going. And then I got that mermaid drum that I just picked up. Lordy, get moving, girl. All right, and I think I showed you this one last time. I haven't finished it yet. Do more of what makes you happy. I haven't fully finished it, I should say. So this went with this sampler right here. It was an extra in the, what was that one called? Things Unseen Mystery Sampler from Lizzie Kate, which I think is out of print now, but I think they're pretty readily available. You can find them for not too much, I don't think. So yeah, this was a freebie. No, it wasn't a freebie. It came with those patterns. It was an extra. So I've got to finish that. And this is the fabric I have picked out for the back. So that'll go well together. Just a scrap I had. Probably from the scrap bin at Gruber's. Okay, there's that. What else have I got here? Oh, this is another one that Laura was talking about. Grace Bridges. I know that Jennifer oh, come on, Sue. What's Jennifer's name on Instagram? And she stitched me this sampler right here. What is her lingo? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Her Jen Stitching Niche. Oh my goodness. Talk about a brain fart. Jen from Jen Stitching Niche has stitched this and finished it, and I love it. And I know Laura has started it, and the serial starter, Laura. And who else has started it? But I know there's a bunch of people that are really about this one right now. There's somebody else on Instagram that's doing it too. And I love it. And I've got it all kitted up. It's ready to go. I just have to, I've got the linen in there. I think this is Fox and Rabbit's, it's one of the Fox and Rabbit fabrics. Can't think of what the fabric is right now either. Having all kinds of brain farts today, people. It's not pretty over here. Ooh la la. I bought some Blackbird. I bought it for this one right here specifically. I love this one. Although there's so many in here. That's a really cool marking sampler. This is cool. They're all really cool. Yeah, who doesn't love Blackbird? See what I mean? I've been buying like crazy. This is bananas. All right, what else have I got? That I've got kid. Oh, this is neat. I hope I live long enough to stitch. I mean, even if I live long enough to stitch just the stuff that I've got here, my heavens. Oh, it's crazy. So this is something that I saw at the quilt shop here in town at Gruber's Quilt Shop, my favorite place. I'm going to take it out of the sleeve so you can see it. That is an embroidered little purse. Isn't that cute? I'm not going to finish it as a purse because I can't imagine going through all this trouble and then just carrying that around. But it came as a kit. This is made by, the brand name is Les Petite Atelier. I think that's how you say that. Again, my French. The French are rolling their eyes right now. I know it. And it's called Petite Maison. And this is kind of a close-up that I took off of the internet. I took some close-up pictures off of the internet to kind of get an idea of how they stitched these things. So this is just straight up embroidery. And it came with all of the colors, which I made this little card for. So I made a little thing that says all stitches use 2 threads except when indicated on diagrams. So I got all of my, it came with all the floss, but I had to like graph it out, so I just did it on this little 3x5 card. And then it comes with the pre-printed linen and a needle. So this and this are the ends, and you have to embroider those. And then this is the side. So I will probably finish mine as like just kind of a little table sitter, you know, like when it's done, I'll do it in maybe like a box form, or maybe I'll send it to a talented finisher that could possibly do something like that. I think I could figure it out, but that's my plan for that. And I just thought that was really neat, and I'd never really seen anything like that. And I kind of poked around online to see if I could find this anywhere. I'll hold this up one more time so you can kind of see what it looks like. And I'll give you this information down at the bottom so that you could possibly, if you're interested, track one down. But so, like I said, I would love to give that a try. It looks so cute, and I bet it would just be adorable all finished. So I'm guessing it's something that they picked up at Quilt Market, because they really don't have a lot of things like that at the quilt store. It was just kind of a fluke. They had another kit by them as well, and I can't remember what was on it. It wasn't that, I like that one a lot better, but they have another one there right now too, but I can't remember what it is. So there's a couple different versions, I think. That, I think I've shown that before. I kitted this up. We're getting towards the bottom here, folks. Just yammering on, hour of talking here. AR 1879, Queenstown Sampler Designs. So this sampler, I'll kind of flip the cover, is a great big long skinny one. I saw this at market, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and I've just never been able to get it out of my head. It's red and aqua, and there's a little bit of gold in there too somewhere. But I have always loved this sampler ever since I got it. In fact, I think I didn't get it when I was there because I just felt like, why, what are you doing, Sue? You don't need another sampler, but I could not get it out of my head. So I have since ordered the needlepoint silks for it, this fabric is cut the correct length. This is 36 count platinum from Zweiger. Is that right? 36 count platinum from, oh, for heaven's sake. Yep, by Zweiger. So I've been using, this is Lori Holt's idea, to these little card catalog, or not card catalog, but library book things that we used to have when we were little, and they'd be at the back of the library books. Yeah, I picked these up, and when you're done stitching it, you can just stick this right on the back of the sampler. And then if people ever ask, what is that sampler? And you can't remember because you're old and demented, you can just pull this out and go, oh, this is by Queenstown Sampler Designs, and it's called AR 1879. And this is the fabric I used. So I think that's a super clever idea. Again, Lori Holt and her brilliant mind, her brilliant crafty mind. Okay, and this is, oh yes, this one I kitted up. So there's a group of us that are all going to stitch this together. Our Lasting Friendship by Blackbird Designs. Isn't that pretty? And then we regraphed this to include all of our initials, so we added some more cartouches in the middle. So I love it. And here's, I'll show you my fabric that I've chosen and my flosses here. So I've got Oat and Scone, Legacy Linen Oat and Scone. And these are the colors. They're just very pretty browns. Aren't they pretty? Let me see if I can get that green showing here. That green doesn't want to be shy. But yeah, isn't that pretty? So I think that's going to be a really pretty sampler. And we're all going to do it together. So I thought that was really fun. So yeah, I don't know if any of us has even started it yet, to be honest. I don't know. And I don't know if we're waiting for anything in particular. I suppose I better check on that before I start it. Maybe that's why no one else has started it. So, and then one of the last, I think this is the last thing. Oh no, I've got a couple more things to share. I found this at my local antique store. My local, sorry, my nose is itching here. At my local antique store, and it's just a it's a really nice little, it's very sturdy, and it looks like a little garden fence, and it's got this little greenish wood little pocket, and you just can hang this on the wall. And I thought this would be the cutest thing for these Lizzie Kate seasons, that there's one for every season. And the green I like because the green is okay for Christmas, it works for spring, summer, and fall. I mean, it works for all the seasons. So I don't even have to paint this if I don't want to. And I love that it's kind of rustic and a little bit beat up. I love that about it. So these little things, as I stitch them, I can just switch them out with every season. And they can just clip on here, or I can use magnets. I can do like Priscilla and Chelsea and put magnets on here and on the designs. But I picked this pattern up when Phil and I were in Hawaii. Fiddlesticks is the name of the cross-stitch store in Hawaii. So I had to stop in there and give them my business and see what that store was all about. But yeah, I think that's how I'll finish these and put them on here. So I just thought that was perfect. Perfect little finish for that. And I think I paid like $8 for that. I mean, it was perfect. And then I picked up a couple books, a couple more books, I should say. The first one is a quilting book, and this one, Quilt Block Genius, it's called. And so it has tons of quilt blocks in here. And what's neat about it is that it will group them by size. So it will have a section of 2x2 quilt squares, and then a section of 3x3 quilt squares, and a section of 4x4, 5x5, and I think it goes up to 8x8 quilt squares. So I think up to 8-inch quilt squares. Yeah, 7 different sizes. But it has tons of them, as you can see. Like there's 4, actually there's 8 on every page. Can you see that? And it breaks them down by section. So like here's the 6x6 grid blocks. And it's just got a bunch of them. And it tells you exactly what size to cut them. It's got little grids. It's a super great book. And it does, like I said, it does the math for you. If you need a certain block size, you can just go right to this little encyclopedia and find something that will fit in your quilt. Or you can just take your favorites and make your own quilt, like a sampler quilt where you're trying all these different quilt squares. So this is beginner friendly. It's a beginner friendly book. So it shows you how they all go together. So yeah, it's pretty slick. And actually there were 4 on each page. The bottom pictures show you how they go together. So, but really neat book. I thought that was a great one. And then last but not least is this. I've wanted this book for a long time, and I got a Barnes & Noble gift card from my in-laws for Christmas. And I've been looking at this book, and I knew that if it went out of print that I would be disappointed. So I decided that I would just pick it up already instead of just longing after it. So it's called Stitch Sewing Organizers by Anila Hoey, I think is how you say her name, Anila Hoey. But she has, I'll show you the page of all of the things that are in here. She has quite a few. All of these projects are in this book. And I love little sewing organizers and pouches and things like that. So I was all about this. I was like, I gotta get that. And I think most of these are probably available on her site, but I just wanted to have them all in one place. And she's got the pattern templates are right here in the back. So I just haven't torn them out yet. But I mean, she's great. This is what she looks like. That's Anila. And she's a very clever lady. She's the one, do you remember this little thing? The zip tray pouch. This is her pattern also. And if you don't remember, I'll unzip this. It's a pouch. You can put like your, so I put my quilting supplies in it, and then at the end of the day, when you're done, oops, I gotta straighten my stuff out in here. I created you just fold it right back up, and then it's like zipping a jacket, if you can see that. So one of the hardest things about this pattern is finding a separating zipper this size, this small. So I did it, but yeah, I had to order it online, I think. I might have found one at my local Joann's, but it was just a blah color. So I had to go, I think I got this on Etsy from maybe the Zip It site. I think that's what it's called, Zip It. Can't quite remember. But anyway, there's a really cool site on Etsy. And it didn't actually have a handle. I made the handle to go with it, but this is what I bring my sewing supplies to my quilt retreats and things in. So, and this is not in this book per se, but she made it. So that's kind of how I found out about this book. So, because I follow her on her website. So I think that is everything. Oh, I was going to show you the basket. That's right, that all of this stuff is in. And I kind of told you I had given up on. There's just a few little storage things I have in here. Okay. So this is the basket. And I bought a basket probably 2 years ago that was at a little occasional sale, like a little flea market-y type thing. And it was another wire basket like this, and it had a lining like this with the gunny sack, and then it had a fabric on the inside. And so when I found this basket, I was like, boy, I want to make a liner, and I thought I'm gonna make a liner for this basket as well. So that was going to be my big project at this quilt retreat I went to. So I mapped out the pattern. I found, I'll show you here, I've got like all these little notes. I had all the measurements written down, like this has got to be, you know, for this has got to be here. This is the basket, the left side, make 2 of these. Like I had it all in my head, right? And I wanted this fabric to like go over the side, because that's how my other one is. Like this fabric on the inside, which by the way, this fabric is the stuff it's so cool. It's called what is it called? Flea Market? It's Kathy Holden. C-A-T-H-E Holden. H-O-L-D-E-N. But Kathy Holden for Moda Fabrics. This is her fabric, and I loved it. And I wanted this to go over the side. Well, I struggled with how to make that happen, because you've got to make a cutout for the handles, and yeah, I struggled. So right now, as it stands, I have something, I know that I will be able to do it, but I am just going to have to come back to it. So all I did right now, just to kind of give myself some sanity so I could use a basket, is I've just got these clipped in right now. So you can see my little wonder clips here around the edge are what is holding it up. But I will finish this. Maybe I will, now that the basket is empty. I will look at it with fresh eyes, but I was so frustrated that day at the retreat because I just wanted to finish it. I just wanted to bring it home. I wanted to put all my stuff in it and bring it home, and wanted to be a cute little basket. And I want to be able to see this fabric on the outside. So I will get to it someday. I will fix it. But right now, this is how I'm using it. Just clipped in place. Someone said, why don't you just like sew it to the edge? And I suppose I could do that too, but I don't know. That might be kind of cute. I could get some kind of like, I could do it with like chunky thread or something like that and just sew it on the top. That might be kind of whimsical. But I really wanted to be able to see the fabric fold over on this side. That was my goal. So anyway, I will figure it out one of these days. But that is about all I have to show you. That is my Willy-Nilly Mish-Mash for today. I almost forgot about the giveaway. I finished filming this whole video, and at the end I was like, I didn't do the giveaway, so let's do that. Okay, so last time for the giveaway, I was giving away, this was from the big bonanza that I won the last time. So I had 3 charm packs of Ruby Star Society's Flurry in this adorable Moda bag. Okay, so I'm going to try, I've got it queued up on my phone, the random generator, comment generator, and the keyword was Flurry, F-L-U-R-R-Y, to win this little prize bundle. All right, so we're going to try it. Continue. I've never done this before. Please wait while we load the comments. Okay, here we go. Pick a winner. Diana Smith. Diana Smith, you are the winner of Flurry. It says, thanks for another great video and happy to hear things are a bit easier on the COVID front. Wonderful. All right, Diana Smith, you are the winner of the Flurry Charm Pack. All right, and now we will do this again. All right, let's see if I'm smart enough to figure it out again. Can I do it twice? Paste the link here. Fetch. A keyword filter. And the keyword was, for this one, it was a 3-pack of homegrown holidays, and the keyword was homegrown. Continue. All right, I've got it loaded. Here we go with pick a winner. Peg Page. Homegrown Flurry is what she said. Enjoyed your video. Peg Page, you are the winner of Homegrown Holidays and this cute little bag. So those two, if you would please, there's an email listed below in the drop down. So Peg Page and Diana Smith, if you would please send me your information, I will get those out to you. Thanks. Well, until next time, everybody, I am wishing you smooth stitching and no ripping. See ya. Bye.